Thank you, Brina. I know that we have prayed in this church several times. We have prayed in this church several times for Brina and Ashley's sister to come to the U.S. I saw two new faces today, but I don't know what that says. Is that it? Is that it? Okay, so guys, let them welcome. Let me get their name, and then we can welcome them to Gurney Church. Is that right?
Amen.
What's your name?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. All right, Lindsay. And what is your name?
Louisa.
Louisa. Can we welcome them with a Gurney welcome? We're happy to see you. All right, that's one thing that we can say that God has listened to our prayer, and we're happy that you're here. Amen.
Thank you, brother. At this time, I'd like to invite up front our daughter, Arlie Del Peña.
Amen.
Come on up.
She's back.
Well, as many of you have known, our daughter Arlie, since she was a child, you know her as a gentle, thoughtful, and a deeply reserved person, to say the least. But we serve a God who specializes in turning reservations into witnesses. Amen? So in June 2024, Arlie stood at a significant crossroads. She had many practical paths before her, pursuing a DPT, Doctor of Physical Therapy Studies, or working as a certified nursing assistant, or continuing her clinical shadowing at the VA hospital in North Chicago. Yet, she chose to stop calculating and start consecrating. Amen? So she followed the counsel found in Steps to Christ, where it says, consecrate yourself to God in the morning. Make this your very first work. Let your prayer be, take me, O Lord, as wholly thine. I lay all my plans at thy feet. Use me today in thy service.
Amen.
So in August 2024, Arlie, you did something that truly surprised us. You boarded a plane at O'Hare all the way to Seoul, Korea, and finally to the Philippines to serve in the mission.
Amen.
For a year, you served with the General Conference Adventist World Radio Center for Digital Evangelism in Silang, Cavite, Philippines. Over that year, we watched you from afar as God educated you. You, who once avoided the spotlight, began leading song services, mingling with the locals, and even standing in the pulpit to preach the word.
Amen.
This past August, you returned to us via Los Angeles. You got stranded there at the airport at LAX for 3 days because of the storms.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
she slept there 2 to 3 days, 2 days, sorry.
No.
Not as the same person, oh, just one, sorry. Just one, but she slept there. Not as the same person who left, but as a missionary refined by service. You're now 22 years old. Having found your voice and your purpose in the mission field, you are now moving forward with a renewed heart, continuing your studies at Andrews. You return to your studies not just as a student, but as a healer in training who knows that her ultimate strength comes
You don't
from
wanna
the
shake
Lord.
hands.
So, Gurney family, please join me in surrounding Arlie with our prayers and our warmth as she shares her journey. Please welcome your daughter and our daughter, Arlie.
Amen. Amen.
Hey, Happy Sabbath, everyone.
Happy Sabbath.
Actually, it's just like 2 weeks ago, actually. It's the first time coming back home because I came back August, like middle of August this year, but I had to go to Andrews right away because my semester started. So I actually haven't been home for this long until now. So, but so yes, like my dad said, I had been to the Philippines, and I've went last August, as you mentioned, last year, and I was there for a whole year. So there's a lot that happened in that 1 year that I'm not able to fully encompass in this report, but I would like to share the most memorable moments that I have here. And so, like my dad mentioned, I've been in Silang, Cavite, which is shown in this map right here. If you can see the outline in that first photo, that's the general area of Cavite, which is like, it's called a province in the Philippines. It's kind of like a state, basically. And Silang is called a municipality, which is a county, and it has a lot of like cities, towns, villages inside of it. So little geography lesson there, but so I've specifically stayed in the Southern Asia Pacific Division, or SSD. This is the basically a compound housing the main building and then the other buildings inside it. It's basically a campus. And it's actually a very gorgeous campus, actually, because there's a lot of nature, there's a lot of different plants, wildlife, and we have a lot of fruit trees, a lot of coconut trees. If you have ever heard of rambutan, they have those trees as well. We have cocoa pod trees as well, so a lot of very abundant with God's creation there. And this is a close-up of the front part, the entrance part of the campus. This is the main building, as you can see, and the welcoming sign, and it's a very nice place to look at and stay. There's a pond there. It's really beautiful there. And so I worked with Adventist World Radio, Center for Digital Evangelism, and here is my wonderful team here. We are a very unique and diverse bunch. There's actually more foreigners here, more than the Filipinos, but they really focused on diversity and in giving opportunity for different people across the world to take part in this digital evangelism. And so the main thing that we do, that everyone does, is responding to people who come to our pages, come to our social media pages, whether they comment on public posts or send us direct messages. And what we do is we respond to them in real time. So when they come to us, it's like having an actual conversation
Amen.
at the same time. And yes, that means we have to, typically every day we have to have people on shift throughout the day to respond, because that is a lot of hours monitoring our pages. But we also have team-specific tasks as well. There are 4 teams in our office, and basically I will summarize each one, but the first team is Team Reach, where they are in charge of creating social media posts and content for our AWR posts. They do a lot of media gathering, like they're in charge of photography, videography, and they also have all the digital artists there. So some of them create their own unique digital works in digital art for the posts that we have. They also partially in charge of gathering testimonies, especially from contexts that we have evangelized to and other experiences. Next is Team Connect, where they regulate the rules and how to respond to contacts whenever we respond to our contacts. We also call them seekers. And they always monitor how our progress is. They also monitor how engagement is going, so they focus on the trends what trends and what things that we are doing help increase more engagement online. The third team is Team Disciple, so they are the main team in charge of Bible studies. They do typically online Bible studies, and they mainly send follow-up emails, promotion emails, videos, other things like that to people who are interested, and they nurture a lot of our contacts spiritually. And our last team, which is my team, and arguably the best team, but this is Team Influence. I would say we are a more unique team because we're technically combined, like each team combined into one, so almost. But our team we're technically the most like computer nerdy team, I guess.
Savvy.
We're the most tech savvy, even though half of us aren't that experienced in that area. But we have our main job initially is to manage this app called the DM app, which stands for Digital Missionary App, where this app allows people to become digital missionaries in the comfort of their own home. So we're the ones monitoring the digital missionaries that sign up in that app. We provide technical support, help support, and even spiritual support if they have problems, if they're going through technical or spiritual problems that they come to us about. And this year, we started working on a new platform for that app, which is called AWR Connect. You could see the logo right at the bottom. That platform is basically an advanced version of our DM app, but it also combines the pages we use, the platforms we use for contacting people into one big platform, because normally we have like 3 different platforms, and it's kind of confusing and a hassle to use those 3 different platforms at once to do our work. So our main job is to test the development of it, and I personally worked on the UI kit for that, which is user interface, which is basically how the app looks like. So I didn't do any coding or anything because I have no experience in that, but but at least I have I've worked with digital design a lot before, so I could use my skills in that area for designing how the app looks like. We also are in charge of the website for our office, which is up there, and which is at cde.awr.org if you want to take a look when you have time. And we recently started revamping it a little bit this year. It's still in progress, but we started to focus on a lot more content, putting more content that we have into that. And also, I forgot to mention, we have the AWR Connect info page, which is the first link on the top right corner, and then the actual app, which is the bottom link. So if you want to learn more about that, it's right there. I also am the main writer for our testimonies that we put on the website. So if you want to see a lot of the testimonies, especially for our missionaries, you can go to this heading here, Touched by the Mission. Probably the majority of them that you see on there has been written by me, but it will say, but other people are in charge of publishing it, so you might see a different name, but just a heads up, most of them I've written. And, okay, let me see. And so we had many outreach activities, and outreach includes visiting churches and participating in evangelistic series. A lot of times when we go out and support evangelism series, it's our associate director, Pastor Jetter, who leads it, because he is the lead evangelist for our office. And so he speaks a lot. And so, as you can see there are some pictures I took of the kids in different sites. The right photo is one of my favorite photos. And here is another picture I took with one of the churches that we regularly visit. Another photo here. And usually we help out with services, being in charge of song leaders, Sabbath school, either for kids, both for kids and adults actually. So Sabbath school in general, and some of us are more experienced in speaking and sermons, so we have some of our volunteers do that as well. This is the church family. My team visits regularly, as much as we can, which is like probably twice or a few times a month. But usually each team is assigned a church that they nurture and help grow and support. So here is us. You can see some of the pictures here. We're playing games with the kids, and on the two photos on the right, we're actually doing AY service, but we have created care bags, which have a lot of supplies, like rice, which is a staple. Like, you'll see rice. Everyone loves rice. So it's a life necessity. But yeah, so in those care bags, we have rice, other foods, other canned goods, soap, toothpaste, all that stuff that we are giving out to the community with our church family there. And these are some of the baptism photos that I have. The one on the right especially is dear to me because that's Hazel. She is a young girl that I've become very close with because of my church visits. And I almost felt like a proud sister there. But I felt really blessed to see everyone, and especially her, and just anyone that I've seen being baptized. I felt really blessed to witness that. My first speaking opportunity was with my team member, Michelle. She's the one on the right of me in the right photo. You can see the banner that we have in the back of us. And so we both did the health lectures in this evangelism series that we were invited to. And I haven't really that's my first time doing like public speaking in front of people, especially not Adventists. So it was a bit nerve-wracking, but I do have some background in health, so that really encouraged me, especially with the encouragement of Michelle here, my team member. And here is the other side of it. Some of the kids and us in the left photo, and then the right photo is the banner that we have. As you can see, our main speakers, and then us two in the left. Yeah, and so my actual speaking opportunity, and the first time I preached ever was in this 7-day or 6-day series. It's in a place called Sabbath Antique, which, as you can see on the map there, you can see the different regions in Panay Island where we were at. So this is more in central Philippines. And we covered also the Aklan area, as you can see at that left photo at the top. And so basically, I've spoke for 6 days, 6 nights consecutively. And that was a whole trip, a whole journey in itself. It was very, I had a lot of emotions, or a lot of feelings from that, both good and bad. And but I feel like that is part of the experience and what God really wanted me to experience there. I'm trying to find, okay. So we started with 40 days of prayer before going on this trip at 5 a.m. in the morning, because none other time was really working for us. We had office work daily at 8, and of course we wanted our personal time in the after hours, after office hours. But this really tested our discipline and basically our faith, because 40 days at 5 a.m. is not easy. More than half of us, we like to sleep in. And of course, although we are on our computers most of the time in the office, our work is exhausting. It might not look like it, but we constantly are in contact with many different people of varying personalities and sometimes bad interactions, but I think this experience was really unique to our team, because I don't think another mission team has done this before. But the 10 of us, we really pushed through. We're really eager to give our mission this speaking opportunity into the hands of God. And so I think that really helped me be stronger in my faith, especially as I spoke and in general. And so here is us traveling to our destination, and we actually took a ferry. So we took our van, but we slept in the ferry overnight, and it was a very unique experience, because we also are the first ones to not take a plane to our mission area. But I think traveling with these people, it really calmed my nerves, especially as we sang a lot of songs in the van, basically a road trip. And so going to, oops. Okay, wait. Little technical difficulties. Okay. Oh, yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, we're good. So this is my arrival on day 1. Which is not showing up, but yeah. Sorry. But Actually, I can talk a little more about just the general experience on this mission trip, but basically, when I first arrived, I wasn't expecting to see a lot of kids at my site that I was speaking at, because I initially prepared my script to be more understandable for more adults. But when I went to the site, well, basically the whole seating area was filled with kids. So I was like, ooh, children's ministry, but that's my first thought. And I was I was a bit surprised, but I also was kind of nervous because I had to improvise my script, and I had to include some stories and other child-friendly examples on the spot. I haven't prepared them beforehand, so mostly it was me trusting on God to help me fill that with stories and things like that the kids can understand. And so, but I came prepared when I went to the Philippines. I brought extra supplies like paint and pencils and other coloring kits for the kids, which they really enjoyed a lot. Thank you. So here are some photos I took of my first night. And then this is my second night. We actually had a lot of fun here. I felt